Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Please, are we going to sing something, or have you prepared something, or well, then we can sit down. All right. Buenos dias. Bienvenidos a todos. It's wonderful to have all of you here this morning, and it's a special privilege for me to be able to present to you the new bishop for the Diocese of Monterey. And we're also really pleased this morning to have Bishop Garcia will be the 5th Bishop of Monterey. But the 3rd Bishop of Monterey is also here with us this morning, Bishop Sylvester Ryan, and so we welcome Bishop Ryan as well. You know, this is Giving Tuesday in our country, and the Holy Father, I think, has, in a very special way, has gifted us today with the gift of a new bishop for our diocese. And so we are grateful to the Holy Father, Pope Francis, and also to our Apostolic Nuncio, Christophe Pierre, Archbishop Pierre, who has facilitated the appointment of Bishop Garcia today. Now, Bishop Garcia, of course, is a familiar name around here. I'm not sure if this is the evil twin or... but you'll find out in due time. And it's kind of nice that we picked another Garcia, because we only have to change one word on our... But we are very, very delighted to welcome him to a wonderful diocese, and to really hand over to him the gift of the people of this diocese. What I found, everybody said to me when I was appointed as the apostolic administrator, they said, well, don't complain, they could have sent you to Fresno, you know. And they kept saying, you know, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful diocese, and it is true. The coast, the beautiful coast, the abundance of the Salinas Valley, it's an extraordinary diocese in so many ways. But what I found, especially here, is not only the beauty of the land, but it's the beauty of the people. The welcome that I received, the support that I have been given over these few months is extraordinary. And I know that you will carry that over to Bishop Garcia, Bishop Daniel Garcia's time here as well. It's a marvelous, marvelous, wonderful diocese. And somehow he got the brass ring, or the golden ring, maybe, not the brass ring, huh? So, and he'll find that out. But you have to understand, as I'm sure you would, that for priests particularly, when we move from parish to parish or from diocese to diocese, you leave your family behind and you adopt a new family. And that's difficult. It's very difficult to leave everything that's familiar, all your friends, the people that have supported you over the years, and to go to a new place. It kind of breaks your heart sometimes. And so treat him with care for a couple of days anyway. Let him know how welcome he is. I mean, I've told him, I said, I'm so glad you're here, you know. And he said, yeah, but I need to get to the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning because I'm going back home. And I won't be back until it's time for the installation. I said, oh, good grief. So anyway, but it is a very special day for us here in Monterey today, and it's my joy and my pleasure to introduce to you the 5th Bishop of the Diocese of Monterey, Bishop Daniel Garcia.
Good morning and buenos dias a todos. It's great to be here with you. What a blessing, what a joy for me. But allow me to I have some prepared notes, and I'd like to be able to share them first in English and then also in Spanish afterwards, if you allow me that. Allow me to begin by expressing my profound gratitude to our Holy Father, Pope Francis, in appointing me as the 5th Bishop of the Diocese of Monterey, California. I'm also grateful for the presence of Bishop Sylvester Ryan, the 3rd Bishop of Monterey, as well as your Apostolic Administrator, Bishop Jerry. Thank you both for your welcome, your hospitality, and making me feel home. I also do not want to forget to acknowledge the wonderful work and legacy that Bishop Richard Garcia gave to the church here in Monterey. Yesterday afternoon, after I flew in and Bishop Jerry picked me up, we were able to go to the cemetery and say a prayer before Bishop Richard's place of rest. I know that he is missed by so many of you. His presence will continue to be felt by many here in the Diocese of Monterey. I have to tell you, it's been about 4 years that I've been a bishop, and when I went to my first bishop meeting, I was going into the elevator, Bishop Richard was coming out, and when you're a new bishop, you have a sign that says, first timer. And he saw me and he goes, "Oh, you're the other Garcia." So I too will miss him, even though I really did not have the opportunity to really get to know him. So I know you're wondering, but who is this new Bishop Garcia? And where did he come from? Allow me to share a little about me. I've been a priest of the Diocese of Austin for 30 years. I was born and raised there in the diocese, most of my life in the city of Cameron, Texas, which is right in the center of the heart of the state of Texas. And throughout these 30 years of service in various parishes, my call to priestly service was nurtured and strengthened by the bishops, the priests, and deacons I served with, but most especially by the people of God, who had a profound impact upon helping me to become the priest and bishop that I am today. In January of 2015, after serving 10 months as the Vicar General and moderator of the Curia, I was appointed to be the first auxiliary bishop of the Diocese of Austin. I'm grateful to Bishop Joe Vasquez for his confidence in me, but also his willingness to assist me and allowing to collaborate with him in serving the Diocese of Austin. From the very beginning as a child, it was my family, my grandparents, my parents, my sisters, but also the priests and religious sisters of my home parishes, Blessed Sacrament and St. Monica, who instilled in me and portrayed for me what it means to serve, especially the most vulnerable and needy in our midst. I am particularly grateful to my immediate family for their continued love and support over the years. You know, the church has always been a central part of my life. It was just always, someone might say, in my DNA, even when I did not think so. I honestly never thought I would ever become a priest, much less a bishop. I stand here before you, here in Monterey, California, as your brother in Christ, ready and excited to walk with you, to work with you, and to serve you. I come, and as I do that, I'm fully aware of my shortcomings and my human weaknesses. But I come to listen and to learn from you. I come to hear your concerns as well as your struggles. But I also come to celebrate with you the many good things that God is doing in our lives and will continue to do in our lives, if we only get out of the way at times. To you, my brother priests who are here, or who are listening or watching, I look forward to getting to know each of you and to working with you. I come to you as a pastor. You will be my closest collaborators. And to you, my religious brothers and sisters, and deacons, seminarians, and all of the lay faithful, I too look forward to getting to know you as I visit the various parishes and communities in this wonderful diocese. But it is my hope that together we can work in building up the kingdom of God here in the Diocese of Monterey. Let us be men and women of faith who will tirelessly share with others the joy of the gospel, as our Holy Father Pope Francis continually challenges us to do. Saint Unipo Serra, pray for us. Buenos días a todos. Permítame iniciar expresando mi profunda gratitud a nuestro Santo Padre, el Papa Francisco, por nombrarme el quinto obispo de la Diócesis de Monterey, California. Estoy también agradecido por la presencia del obispo Sylvester Ryan, el tercer obispo de Monterrey, además por su administrador apostólico, el obispo Jerry Wilkerson. Les agradezco a ambos por su cordial bienvenida. Además, no quiero olvidar ni dejar de reconocer la maravillosa obra y legado del obispo Ricardo Garcia, que nos dejó aquí en Monterrey. Ayer que llegué por la tarde y el obispo Jerry fue por mí al aeropuerto, tuvimos tiempos para ir al cementerio y orar ante la tumba del obispo Ricardo en su lugar de descanso. Yo sé que muchos de ustedes lo extrañan. Su presencia seguirá haciéndose sentir en muchos de ustedes aquí en la Diócesis de Monterrey. Yo sé que muchos de ustedes se preguntan, bueno, ¿quién es este nuevo obispo Garcia? ¿De dónde viene? Permítame compartir con ustedes un poco sobre mi persona. He sido sacerdote en la diócesis de Austin, Texas, por más o menos de 30 años de servicio en varias parroquias. Nací y crecí ahí en el diócesis la mayor parte de mi vida en la ciudad de Cameron, Texas. Durante esos 30 años de servicio en varias parroquias, mi llamado al servicio sacerdotal ha sido alimentado y fortalecido por los obispos, sacerdotes, diáconos con los que he servido, pero también por el pueblo de Dios, quienes han tenido un impacto profundo en ayudarme a ser el sacerdote y el obispo que soy hoy. En enero del 2015, después de servir por 10 meses como vicario general y moderador de la curia, fui nombrado el primer obispo auxiliar de la diócesis de Austin. Estoy agradecido con el obispo Joe Vázquez por la confianza que ha depositado en mí y por haberme invitado a colaborar en el servicio de la diócesis de Austin. Desde muy temprano de edad, cuando era niño, fui mi familia, abuelos, padres, hermanas, pero además los sacerdotes y hermanas religiosas de mis dos parroquias, el Santísimo Sacramento y Santa Mónica, que infundieron y formaron en mí lo que significa de servir, especialmente a los más vulnerables de entre nosotros. Estoy agradecido de manera muy especial a los más cercanos de mi familia por su continuo amor y apoyo a través de los años. La iglesia ha sido siempre lo central y parte de mi vida. Siempre ha sido parte de mi, como dicen, mi DNA, aun cuando a veces ni siquiera lo percibo así. Honestamente, yo nunca pensé que algún día seré sacerdote, mucho menos un obispo. Hoy me encuentro ante ustedes aquí en Monterey, California, como su hermano en Cristo. Estoy listo y alegre de caminar con ustedes, de trabajar con ustedes, de servirlos a ustedes lo mejor que puedo, pero siempre consciente de mis limitaciones y debilidades. He venido a escucharlos, a aprender de ustedes, a escuchar sus preocupaciones y sus luchas, pero también he venido a celebrar con ustedes la multitud de cosas buenas que Dios obra y continuará obrando en nuestras vidas, si nos hacemos aún y lo dejamos obrar a Él. A ustedes, mis hermanos sacerdotes, busco conocerlos y trabajar con ustedes. Ustedes serán mis colaboradores más cercanos. A ustedes, mis hermanos y hermanas religiosas, diáconos, seminaristas y todos los fieles laicos, espero conocerlos en los próximos días en sus parroquias y comunidades. Es mi esperanza que lleguemos a trabajar juntos en la construcción del reino de Dios aquí en el Diocese de Monterey. Seamos hombres y mujeres de fe, de una fe que sin cansarnos compartiremos con otros, del gozo del Evangelio, del cual el Papa Francisco nos ha retado a compartir. San Junípero Serra, ora por nosotros. So, thanks to all of you. That being said, it's kind of some few of my words, so I don't know, Bishop Jerry, if...
Thinking perhaps, I know that everybody here has 10,000 questions to get you started on the right track. Perhaps before we get all of those questions, we might ask any members of the media if they have any questions of Bishop Daniel, in order to allow you to come and go as you need.
Over there?
Yes.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your first order of business?
Well, the first order of business would be to arrive. And really to arrive and just begin to meet the people of God. I mean, there's no business to be done until you get to know the people of God. Those that I work with, those that will work together. And so that's my initial joy and wish is allow me to arrive. Once I arrive, then we'll begin to see work together.
Other media questions? Yes, please.
Welcome to Monterey from Kingston, I know that Bishop Garcia was always fighting for immigrant rights and a voice for the people that don't have a voice. What is your message for those people?
I think my message for the people that find themselves in those situations, I worked with Bishop Joe Vasquez, who is the chair of Migration Refugee Services. So you always would see Bishop Joe speaking on behalf of the conference regarding the issues of our brothers and sisters who find themselves in those difficult situations. So, and then being in Texas, we also, just like in California, experienced the challenges. I think it is my hope, and knowing a little bit about Bishop Richard Garcia's work, is to continue to instill hope in them in the midst of a system and a political system, a time in our culture where they do not feel welcome. And that's our challenge, I think, as preachers of the word, men and women of faith, not just priests, not just deacons, and not just religious sisters, but all of us as the baptized, that those are our brothers and sisters. And sometimes we have to be willing to have the courage to say that publicly. As we know, not everyone is accepting of that, and that's okay. But I think the other thing that we have to get past is we have to teach people. Why does the church believe what she teaches? Why does Jesus call us to reach out to our brother and sister who, whether they're here as an undocumented or documented, we have to get past that. But that's a challenge that we have, and it's in the church and outside of the church. And it'll be my work is to try to continue to instill, I would say, hope and a confidence that the church will not stop speaking on behalf of them. And that's my hope, and hopefully my message to them to challenge me if at times that I'm not speaking in the way that they would like for me to speak, but at the same time work with me so that I can be a voice for the church in the Diocese of Monterey. let me, if I may, Bishop Jerry, let me say this in regards, because it's kind of connected to what she just asked. And it's a little bit of my history of growing up as a child. And that's why I said about my home parishes of Blessed Sacrament, Santissimo Sacramento, and St. Monica. I grew up in a parish that was staffed by TORs from Mallorca, Spain. So all the way through to, you could say, the 9th grade, all of my religious experience in prayers was in Spanish. I lived next door to my grandparents that were from Mexico. So that lived-in experience is what I brought to the church. As a freshman in high school, our parish burned down. There was an electrical fire. And at that time, the bishop made a decision, because it was only 1 block away from the other parish where I attended Catholic school. He made the decision to combine those 2 communities. And if you know anything about combining ethnic communities that have long-standing, strong feelings, good people, because I had gone to Catholic school with many of these young kids and families, but I also played sports and so much in the Catholic school system. And so when we brought those together, I experienced that kind of hurt of kind of making the other person the less wanted. And so the priests and sisters that came to the parish that I eventually went over to, St. Monica's, portrayed for me what does it mean to reach across, if you will, the aisle and to work. Not everyone will be happy, and not everyone at some times will welcome, but that's the challenge that we have. And I think that's what, I guess that's what hurts me the most. And I'm sorry if I'm emotional about that. But we as a church and leaders have to be on the forefront. We have to. And I can say, I'll pledge to you, I have no problem working with anyone. I don't care who you are, I don't care where you come from in our communities. We are all God's people, and we have to do that kind of work if we're really going to build the kingdom. Otherwise, we need to sit down.
In the afternoon, and maybe some changes eventually, but that's what we're looking at right now, so that you can kind of put that date in your book, unless something happens. But the sooner I get him in there, the quicker I'm out of here. So I want to make sure that happens. I don't know if you want to take any questions from the general.
Sure, I don't mind. If any of the.
Bishop is holding it if anyone else has questions. Yes, please.
Obispo Garcia, bienvenido. Trabajo por Caridad Católica, Catholic Charities, y nos saludarlo y decirle que estamos aquí para trabajar con usted. Welcome.
Thank you. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. Muchas gracias.
Yes, please. Bishop Ryan. You want to know when you can go home?
Can I just say this? Can we thank Bishop Joe?
They had a birthday party for me a few weeks ago, and signed in the rooms that I left my heart in San Fernando, which is where I came from. But I have to say to you that I'm afraid it's also going to be true to say that in a few months I have left my heart in Monterey as well. So I thank you. So we have some refreshments over there. I know nobody's hungry or anything, but you're more than welcome, and I'm sure that if you want to talk to the Bishop one-on-one for a few moments,
Sure.
we don't want to be here all day, but I think he has some extra time, and
Sure.
we're willing to talk
Sure.
to anybody that wants to say something good. So thank you all for coming this morning. Thanks to the media particularly for your presence
Thank you.
today. Officers and staff is delighted to be here because they're not working. Everyone else who we're grateful. Thank you for coming from school.
Right, thank you. Thanks, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Right.